For 2025, Ford redesigned the Expedition, adding a new trim level or replacing the Timberline with the Tremor, which is what I have for you today. I'm here at Bozard Ford in St. Augustine, Florida, and today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the outside, inside, engine, electronics, capacities, and yes, we'll go for a test drive at the end of this video. If that's something you enjoy watching, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Now let's get back to this. So the Expedition competes in the large SUV segment, in case you haven't noticed how huge it is. And in the same category, of course, we have the Chevy Tahoe Wagoneer. And then if you wanted the extended versions, there is an Expedition Max, there's Chevy Suburban, and the Wagoneer L. And then, of course, there are upgrades as far as the luxury. So we have the GMC Yukon. We also have that Lincoln Navigator and the Grand Wagoneer. So depending on what you're looking for, what your budget is, there's something for everyone. I'm going to focus on this, of course, for today's video, and especially this trip. I honestly don't know. It's gotten a lot of attention. It's probably one of the coolest looking trims, but I honestly don't know how many people will take their Expedition off the beaten path. And this is what this is meant to be. Now, this is called the Tremor package. It replaced the Timberline edition from the last year's model, and it's got some improvements, of course, other than the looks that's changed for all the trim levels. And let's start with that. Depending on which Expedition trim you choose, as you can see, they're going to be slightly different. This is the basic active. We have the Tremor package, and then there's the Platinum model. So the shape remains the same, and the Tremor is easily recognizable by those orange or copper inlays at the bottom of the bumper that also houses fog lamps right here. There are also some pass-throughs for the air, for better aerodynamics of this vehicle, and we have that yellow or orangey recovery hooks at the bottom. Now, if you look down below, this one also has a set of skid plates. So this is some serious stuff if you wanted to take it off the beaten path and protect the undercarriage of the vehicle. The bottom of it is finished in the matte black, but scrolling up, you see some of the shiny black as well as incorporated daytime running lamps. As you can see, the lights are reflector LED lights, and this has this satin black grille with a big Ford logo, front-facing camera. In the typical Ford fashion, we have the Expedition that's spelled out in front of the hood. And raising up from there, you can see the hood, nice flat with some grooves in the middle. Overall, a very good-looking design. Let's see what powers it up. Underneath the hood of the Tremor trim, you'll find standard 3.5-liter high-output EcoBoost V6 engine, and that produces 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. But that's not the engine you find as a standard equipment on any of the other trims of Expedition. They come with the standard output 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine that produces 400 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. So if power is what you're looking for, standard, go for the Tremor package. We have some sound insulation. The hood is propped up nicely by the hood struts on both sides. And we're going to definitely check out the quietness of the cabin at the end of this video. Moving over to the side of this vehicle, you can see how large it is. I'm going to have to back out to get it in one shot. But 2099 is the total length of this vehicle. We have 94.9 as a width, 78.9 as a height, and it has a minimum 10.6 inches of ground clearance. It also sits on these beefy 33-inch tires. Let's take a closer look. The wheels are kind of cool. We have the General Grabber all-terrain tires, 275 by 70 is the size of it, 18-inch rim. The rim kind of has the gunpowder metal with those copper accents inside. Then, of course, we have the Tremor trim package on the side. We have the fixed side step on this particular one. If we go up from here, as far as the tops of the mirror, we have the shiny black turn signal side view camera. We also have the blind spot assist inside of the mirror. In case you're wondering what the gas mileage is 18 as far as the combined, 15 in the city, 22 on the expressway. And yes, I'm going to give it up for you right now. This particular one is $84,080. I'm going to list all of the standard and optional equipment in the link underneath this video. Now we have the roof rails up on top, and let's move on to the back of it because that has been updated as well. So here's the new look. As you can see, the lights have been completely changed, updated. Now, it reminds me of another vehicle that's not Ford. Let me guess. Let me know what you think about it. So they're all LED lights. Now we have the reverse lights, turn signals, the whole 9 yards. There are little lights right inside of here as well. And Expedition right in the middle spelled out. Big Ford logo. We have the rear view camera. Third brake light. Now the wiper is hidden underneath here. Very nice. And then scrolling down here, we have this shiny black bottom portion of the bumper. As you can see, there is a spare tire underneath this vehicle. Tow hitch, 9,600 pounds towing capacity, and we have some parking brake sensors. There's where the difference is between this and the last year's model. Check this out. To open up the gate or part of it, push the button, and guess what? Only the top portion opens up. Okay, it's very convenient, especially if you're doing some tailgating on the vehicle, or if you don't want to open the whole thing, right? Here's the bottom portion. We've seen that on other vehicles. A BMW would be one of them. And what do we have as far as the cargo space? 21.4 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row seat. That's up as it is right now. That's more than any of the midsize SUVs. The biggest difference is going to be the roominess in the third row seat. And you can see it is wide. You can put a lot of stuff in here. We're going to start right here, see what else is here. A little bit of more cargo storage that you want to keep out of sight. This is also where you're going to drop your tire. That the tire is, of course, underneath the vehicle. And then on the left-hand side, you can see that there's buttons. The third row seat can be fold down as a power feature to let the vehicle do their work. And then the middle row seats, we can fold down. But the up portion is going to be manual. But that's how much room you have. Over 100 cubic feet of storage with all seats folded down. This is huge. You can like literally put a mattress in here and be overlanding in your vehicle without the need of having a tent or anything like if you choose to do so. Here's your illumination, right? You can turn on the lights. And on the right-hand side, we have the power station. So we have two USB Type-C ports, 12-volt power outlet, and the regular household-style power outlet. This is capable of going up to 400 watts. I'm going to jump in the third row seat, but I also want to show you from here what the third row passengers have. So they have their own cup holders, USB Type-C ports, the ability to adjust the recliner on the seats, and up on top, they have their own vents and illumination. So let's see how comfortable they are. So let's see how we can get to this third row seat. All right. There's a button on top of the seat. It's going to move it out of the way. And yes, check this out. This is how much room I'll have. It's getting hot in here, but I am comfortable sitting here. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. Well, let's take a look in the knee room. And this is my knee room. Now, this seat is not adjusted all the way back. We still have about 2 inches to go. And if I did that, this would be it. Like the seat is adjusted all the way back. Now, I can still fit, but it's not going to be very comfortable. My knees are going to be resting on the middle row seat. But this person would be swimming in room. Well, this person would still be comfortable, and I would be comfortable. So it's definitely possible for a 6-foot tall adult to fit in the third row seat. And I left the seat adjusted the way it is. I'm 6 feet tall, moving in to the second row seat. Now I would fit comfortably in the third row seat, second row seat, and I already know the front seat as well. So definitely plenty of room for passengers. This is a 7-passenger configuration. You can go for an 8-passenger configuration. It's going to be 8 people. It's not going to have captain seats, and I don't think that feature is available on the Tremor. But if I wanted to have more room, I can push this seat all the way back. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. Let me show you the rest of this interior in the back. Starting with this rear door panel, my biggest beef with some of the expensive vehicles was that there was a lot of plastic here in the back. Now, Ford kind of fixed that. Well, you can have the softer material right on top. This is not leather. This might be, but this is not looking like. And then we have this texture aluminum trim around here. We have some cool trim also underneath here. And then that Bang & Olufsen stereo, more storage at the bottom of the seat. Now, the seats themselves, very comfortable, very nice as far as the quality of the leather. It feels good. Now the seats in the front have some seat back storage. They also have a built-in USB Type-C. I don't know if you can see, there's 2 of them on each side. And here's that console. Now the console moves back. I'm going to demonstrate it for you while in the front, but I can move this back about 8 inches, so it goes up to here. So if you need to put your cups in here and move the console back, it's going to be definitely within reach even for kids. What else we have? We have the climate control settings for the rear passenger and heated seats. And then down here, we have the regular household styled power outlet. This is very important. I didn't know about it until I was missing one on my vehicle, and I would love to have one of those as well. Now, if you scroll up and take a look what's going on up on top, you have illumination, you have vents. Now, notice there's no vents, you know, in the console itself because it's moving. We'll see if there's vents underneath the seats. Nope, doesn't look like it. So the only vents that you have are up on top. They should be enough. All right, they also have a grab handle in order to help you get in or out of this vehicle. Let's see what's going on in the front. Starting with the sound of the closing door from the outside. Sounds good. All right, and the front door panel looks just like the rear door panel, of course, with the addition of the window mirror lock controls. Now we have the speaker, lots of storage down the bottom of the doors. And let's take a look what's going on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. So you have your transfer case control, 2-wheel drive high, 4 automatic, 4 high, 4 low, push to lock the rear diff. And this is to open your gate, the bottom or the whole gate or the top portion of it. And then you have the parking brake on the side. The steering wheel, tilt and telescoping, it has power. And then, of course, we have the power adjustments on the seats themselves. The seats are more profiled. I actually like how they put Tremor, embroidered Tremor in this seat. Very nice, wide, comfortable seats. And I'm going to definitely test it out during the test drive. Guys, let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. Now we're going to start with the sound of the closing door here. Heavy door, pretty nice, solid thud right here. Take a look at this interior. It's been completely changed from the last generation. We have these 2 huge screens. We'll get back to it. Let's start on the right hand side. You see those large vents right here, nicely wrapped in this aluminum trim. This is also wrapped as part of the dashboard. It's some kind of vinyl leather looking material. It looks really, really good. And then we have the speaker in the back. Of course, it's Bang & Olufsen branded. The grab handle, I also like the trim that we see down underneath here. This is kind of matching what we've seen on the door panels. And at the bottom, you see this textured aluminum looking really, really good so far, right? Now we'll go to the screen, and I'm going to apologize in advance because if you see that wavy kind of flickering screen, that's because the camera frame rate is different than the human eye, and that's what's causing it. But really quickly, this is a 24-inch screen. There's a lot of information here, and it's designed basically to just keep your eyes ahead and, you know, have everything, all the information in front of you instead of taking a look on the right and look at the center stacked monitor. So on the left hand side, you have the wrench and the fuel gauge. Here's your Expedition speed limit in this parking lot is 5 miles per hour. We see what's playing on the XM radio, and then you have the navigation map. Up on top, you have the direction, temperature, and the gear indicator. We're also in 4-wheel drive automatic. Now, you have the steering wheel that's kind of an odd shape, an oval shaped steering wheel. They did it for two reasons. One reason is, of course, to see what's going on above it so it's not blocking your view. The second reason is to make sure that you know when the wheels are facing straight, when they're not turned, right? Especially important on the trail, right? This is easy to see. Like, see, this is straight. This is crooked. Not as easy to see on the round steering wheel. Well, there's going to be people that are going to love it. There's people that are going to hate it. And behind it, you see this attention catcher. I don't see the lights blinking. The camera picks it up. Ford logo here, and now we have this trackpads. Now, these is something that people are probably going to have to take some time to get used to it. On the left-hand side, we have this cruise control settings and the lane keep assist settings. On the right-hand side, we have kind of the same thing. Once you touch it, a screen will appear within that 24-inch screen, and as you can see, we can adjust the volume of it. We can seek track. We also have the voice control, and you have the adjustments for the pedals and the steering wheel. That's basically what it does. Now, you don't have to go on the screen to actually use this function, because you can just turn it on with this lit up button that's on the steering wheel. Okay, again, something that's going to probably take a lot of people some time to get used to. But again, if we didn't accept change, what would we be, right? So start stop button. And this is the 13.2-inch screen. This is the more traditional one. And it's also updated. This is the newest Ford infotainment system. It's Google based. So here's your home screen. You can see the map. You can see what's playing. You can add phone, of course. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard equipment on it. Now I was just trying to see what this little arrow does. So that lets you adjust where the air is coming out of, in front and rear. And then moving on to see what else is going on. So Maps, Play Store, you can download your favorite apps, phone, AM, FM, Sirius XM, Bluetooth audio, messages, Apple CarPlay, towing. I can see what that does to it. So add the trailer. If you have a specific trailer that you want to add to it, you can do that. Games, of course, not while you're driving. Record feedback, news, YouTube, Android Auto, road, travel. Lots of info in here. Here's your shortcuts, basically media, off-road status, and see what's going on. That actually shows up here. This is the widget that shows up in the main screen. So pitch and roll, and the turning angles. You have the tire pressure that shows up in here as well. Towing status, no towing, no trailer detected, no trailer selected on this. So that's basically what shows up in the middle here. Okay, so this is how you control that. Going back to the apps, or going back to the vehicle settings, auto hold, trail turn assist, aligning brightness, valet mode, vehicle status, driver, memory, and settings. The trail turn assist, important. Okay, it's available only in four-wheel drive, low or high, so we're not going to do that right now. We don't have a trail, but this vehicle is capable of being taken off the beaten path with the ground clearance, updated suspension, of course, tires, and it has some features such as the trail turn assist to help you navigate off the beaten path. Now, most people probably won't take it, but in case you need to go to a campsite, you can definitely do it with this one. At the bottom, there's a strip off buttons that adjust your temperature. Here's your heated ventilated seats. And then you have the fan speed. You can set it to automatic max window defogger, window defroster in the back. And then scrolling down, here's your gear shifter. Most of the manufacturers kind of taking that regular standard gear shifter and putting it somewhere like an electronic one, which is what Ford has done to it. Let's put it to reverse. Take a look at this rear view camera, and it is amazing. Okay, the quality is good. It takes up the entire screen, so it checks up all the boxes. See, there's a car coming or somebody coming back. You have the visual and audible alert that's what's happening. Okay, you can see the different angles from here. Towing, there you go. You can see right and left, trailer reverse guidance. Okay, so it is definitely meant business, right? This definitely means business. As far as the rear view camera, now let's see what's happening in here. You can choose whichever camera angle you want to see. And this is great, okay? Because it gives you a close-up of that particular area of the vehicle. Again, help you out with what you're trying to do. Let's put it back in park. And scrolling down here, we also have the volume control. The stereo system sounds really, really good. Unfortunately, due to the YouTube copyright policies, I can't demonstrate it for you. Right here, you have the auto start stop button. This is your park assist. You have the hazard lights. Camera can be turned on from here as well. Turn off your traction control, and right here you have the trail control. So basically this is the one pedal drive. It's going to be available in 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low, and it's going to basically adjust the vehicle speed without you having touching the gas and brake pedal. You just keep the throttle on. Expedition, nicely embossed in here in case you forgot which vehicle you are in. And here is the Pro Trailer Assist, right? So we have the tow gain. There's another one right here. I'm not sure if both of them do the same thing. This one says trailer disconnected, so of course we can't really check this out. But there's another cool feature right here. I'm going to show this to you. This middle console, well, of course, before we get to it, you have 2 cup holders and the wireless charging. Now this slides. It says slide on these buttons, and you can push it back, and the entire area slides open. In here, underneath here, like in this example, you can put stuff here. Like in this case, we have a first aid kit that, if you don't want to see, you can close this up, and there you go. Not to mention that by doing so, you also allowing the passengers in the back quicker access to the cup holders, which are located right here. And then, of course, opens as well. Well, there's plenty of stuff in here. Definitely lots of space to put stuff inside. Well, this is the interior of it. Now we're going to go up here and see what else is going on. Now, here's the regular mirror. Nothing too special about this. You have the sunglasses holder, and yes, if you wanted to program your garage door opener gate up to 3 devices, you have the home link system, illuminated mirrors, and of course you have this big panoramic sunroof. So let's open up first. Let's open up this cover, and then we're going to slide the roof open and see how much air we can get in here. Nice windscreen. This is a big one. I like it. Okay, so it should be nice and quiet, even if you're driving with the roof open without wind taking your head off, basically. That's what the windscreen is for. The interior is very modern. Let me know what you think about it. Do you like it, or would you like the other one better, the older one better? Now, let's talk about pricing. Take it for a spin. And of course, I gave it up already as far as the pricing of this one was about $84,000. But don't be discouraged, because the Expedition actually starts at about $62,000 with the active trim. Now, the Expedition Max with active trim goes to $65,000, about $3,000 more for that extra cargo capacity in the back. Platinum starts at $74,430, Tremor at $81,030, and King Ranch at $83,655, which is the top of the line trim. Definitely not cheap, but definitely not priced out of the market. If you're looking at the competitors, if you're looking at the Tahoe, if you're looking at Wagoneers, they're priced out just about the same. I mean, the marketing department and those companies are, doing their research and due diligence, make sure they're not pricing themselves out. And there's certain advantages of different brands, right? We're going to focus on this one. This one, as far as the Ford, I like the way that it looks. I like the interior. I like the quality of the build so far. Now we're going to see how about driving. Is it going to be comfortable? Now, one thing to mention is the Wagoneers went with the inline 6, the Hurricane engine. The Tahoe is 8-cylinder, and then this one we have the V6, the EcoBoost engine. 2 versions of it. This is the higher output. This is the high output with 440 horsepower. Let's see how it drives. The first impressions is when you sit in this vehicle, you sit up high. The seats are super comfortable. I have to definitely commend Ford on making them very, very nice and comfy. Also, the mirror sizes are good. You can see everything what's going on. I kind of wish that we had this digital mirror. It might be an option that's available. But, sitting as such, if nobody's behind you and the third row seats are up, the view is kind of obstructed. So especially a large SUVs like this would benefit of having that digital mirror. Now, as far as the steering wheel itself, so far that oval shape doesn't bother me at all. It is on the smaller side, definitely smaller than some of the bigger truck steering wheels, and I guess that's a kind of the preference, whichever one you like more. The screens, there are reflective, but I can still see what's going on. So I kind of wish a lot of manufacturers would start using the kind of the matte screens as we've seen on the higher end, like maybe of the Range Rovers. They have low sheen, so they're not as reflective as these are. And I think with a lot of sun, especially when the sun hits it maybe on the side, the view can be somewhat pretty bad, obstructed with the sun rays. Now, I've heard some people complaining about the steering on the Expedition, and I find it actually really, really good. I mean, it has a lot of weight to it. It's a big truck, so I like that the steering feel follows the weight of the truck. And we'll see. We're going to do a 360 in the parking lot to see how nimble it is or how quickly we can turn it around. Now, this is 210 inches, body on frame construction. I don't expect miracles, but, reasonable amount of turn would be nice. As far as the acceleration, we're going to check out from the stop. Regular acceleration, getting it up to speed, there's no issue. It is actually faster than the V8 Tahoe. I think it's rated at somewhere about 6.1 seconds. And that's, with the Expedition Max, I think it's a slightly bit slower because it's heavier. You know what I like? I like that you sit up nice and high and you see everything in front of you. So definitely a large SUV gives you that truck feel, that being on top of the world, which is not bad. Now we have a parking lot right here at this fast food place. Let's see if we're going to have enough room to turn this vehicle completely around. Well, I'm curious about that. Plenty of space. Should be no brainer, but we'll find out. All right, we'll see how many parking spots it takes. Just take a steering wheel, turn it all the way to the left. Kind of a weird steering wheel, right? Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just a little bit as far as the parking spots. Yeah, so definitely not, 4, 4.25 like you've seen of some of the midsize SUVs. So keep that in mind when buying a behemoth like this, that it's going to definitely be, much wider turning radius. Towing capacity, really, really good. 9,600 pounds. I mean, that's a good size boat. That's a good size trailer. You can definitely use it to pull almost anything, unless you're doing some commercial towing. That's almost 10,000 pounds, should be enough for just about everybody. The capacities on the inside, really good. The roominess, though I felt like the third row seats were slightly larger in the Tahoe. And I've done the Tahoe not too long ago, so maybe Tahoe's got an advantage in the third row seats. The quality of finish, no complaints here. The V6 power. Yeah, in the old days we had the V8s. I don't miss the power of the V8. I mean, this one is great, 440 horsepower. Well, I thought this road was a little bit longer, but let's stop here and let's see what the acceleration looks like from the stop. So we're stopped all the way. Punch it. There you go, 40, 50. That's about enough. That is a really powerful. This is a really quick acceleration on this vehicle. And it's got a good stopping power, although I've noticed that it dips quite a bit when you hit that brake. So there is a dive that you'll see with a lot of heavy vehicles when it does the stop. overall a positive experience with this vehicle. I like the looks, I like the power, I like the capacities. I think they've done a really nice job redesigning it. The price, well, you know, it is what it is. You know, the 80 is the new 50, I guess, if you want to look at it like this. Unfortunately, most of the vehicles in this class are going to be priced similarly. But if you don't want to spend $85,000, I'm going to try to bring the active trim on the channel and see if I can find one at about $65,000, $67,000 with destination, to see what kind of features that gives you, if that engine power is going to be substantially different, because we have 40 horsepower less, 30 pound-feet of torque less, and we're definitely going to check that out. So if you like watching more videos like this, definitely hit that like and subscribe buttons. I really appreciate everyone who already done that. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.